everyone, welcome back to Madam Bonsai channel. Today I just want to share with you how my 30 years bonsai journey started. So sit back, relax, grab a coffee, cup of tea, and I will start with you today with that. Wow, 30 years. Let me go back and started with you. I grew up in a farm back home, which is Vietnam, that where I got to involve with trees, helping parents or running around in the garden. So understand trees almost natures of what I got brought up. When I arrived in Australia 30 odd years ago, then I started by just wanting to have a bonsai collection, but how would you start without money? So I then decided to collect once a week, regardless how small, how big, and that's how I started it 30 years ago. I still remember probably the first day of how I started it by force actually. My dad brought home a tree from the backyard and said, "Anne," they call me Anne, can you just pot this up and save the tree because we only got one variety left. So pretty grumpy and go and pot the trees up, and believe it or not, 5 days later that tree's dead. My dad made me kneel for maybe 4 days, 2 hours a day, and he brought in another tree, which is a completely different thing. It actually was a longan trees, and he said, pot this up again, and this time if you keep it alive, I'll give you money, pocket money, which I did, pot it up, and 2 months in, I did earn my first very $10 in Vietnam, 10 dong in Vietnam for that tree, and that's how I started my bonsai journal, with just that tiny little tree with money. So from growing up with plants and understand them naturally, I didn't have to learn much because Dad just tell me what to do. Naturally, I understand. So then from there, when we arrive in Australia, we have the block of land quite small. We can't plant so many. We did have some fruit tree, and I own myself, and Dad started with some small tree. I wouldn't call it bonsai when we have it. But and then from that moment onward, the tree got me to shape into the shape I like. The condition of where we live, it start growing, and I understand more and more. So I keep collecting more each week. Not that I freely can have the money to collect them as now, but I did collect small tree, young tree. Even people dig up the garden, I ask for it. So then the bonsai grow from there, and I learn from there together with Dad and with the whole family. So that was it, starting my bonsai. I start collecting so many. I would not eat if I don't have to, so I can save the money to buy the next tree and the next tree and the next tree. I would ask someone in their garden if I see something that I could turn into a beautiful bonsai. I would ask. If they give, it's a luck of mine. If they have to sell it, I would find any dollar I can to buy them. If there is one person, if he listens to this, he will say, "Anne backing me for this tree for like 3 years," until he decided to let me dig it up. So I hope you're watching, huh? And then there's nothing stop me from it. I go to work. I would look forward to go home, to look after them, to train them. Or sometimes you have a little tree that you dig up, or the trunk you dig up is so big, and you keep thinking all day, even you at work, try to earn the money, but yet let's finish this and go home. And I done many of that. Yes, I did kill tree too, not that I don't. Even you understand the tree, sometimes you still kill the tree because you're overdoing it. Then I killed tree too, so that was fun too. Let's share my very first tree. It's actually not here for me to talk about it because it's still with my dad. I could borrow that next time I showed it to you, but can I just take this opportunity to show you probably the first lot of tree that I own. So this is a bougainvillea. I will find the tree when I first started it. So I dig this tree up from Martin Howe, which is my neighbor. Back then when we just arrived in Australia, it was maybe 20 meters that way and 20 meters that way. So I offered to do the job for nothing. In return, I want to keep this trunk. So this tree was not like this. This is just a side trunk. I got the photo of this tree complete. So one side here and I had another trees was here. But in time I couldn't save the full tree. Managed to keep one of these. And it was about, maybe I cut it about a meter tall and it kept rotting down, but it grew on the side a few buds. Then I lost the whole top. This I got to retrain not long ago. Maybe if I look back now, 10 years ago, I managed to keep one of these. Then all these just grow again. So this tree to me, it holds a dear value. I have to work all day for my neighbor so I can dig up one tree to keep. It died many times because I probably didn't have enough experience then. Bougainvillea back home very easy because we are living on a tropical, so I treat the tree the same. It didn't do too good, so it kept dying. It lost everything. Now I only got a tiny little bit on the left, but funny enough, I still have this tree, and I have moved 3 times since the first home to this final home, and I still have this tree after 27 years. This is before I got married, so the tree is still with me. I'm so glad. So understand tree. Let me go back a little bit just so you can follow me and you understand. I understand tree only through my father, through my family, and through myself. But I self-taught a lot of it. By self-taught, you losing a bit of tree. I wish back then you have YouTube or I have a chance to be able to read English. None of that was available for me. So I have to be able to buy 2 trees and do them in separate condition, soil, feed, fertilize, trim, cut, to see which one will grow better. And in time, I will learn each variety to my own experience, to my own understanding about tree. If you're asking me what the juniper need, what cedar need, what fig need, I almost can answer you with my eyes shut, only because through experience, through years, I play with them, I train them and grow them, and that's how I know. As I work through my garden this morning, it made me feel like I have started something and now become enormous happiness when I look at them. Even though the one you bought from other person or the one you growed it or the one you have it from nowhere, it does make me feel amazing, really, really happy. And I wish everyone out there love trees, bonsai, start something. So one day it's really, I can promise you, it's very rewarding. Looking at them and care for them, look after them, they make you feel enormous rewarding. And I hope you can have the self feeling as I am right now. So let's think about it. We are connecting to nature. Trees need us. We also need them. And if happen it is bonsai, then you got so many variety. so many miniature tree, um, so many size, shape, style, and you got to teach yourself. You are amazed how much you understand them when you have them. Uh, you don't have to go so hard on yourself. So if it is struggling for some new starter like yourself, I can show you all that. Um, don't need to be thousand of them. You just need one, and it still can make you crazily happy. And they make us happy. And I believe if they can speak, they do thank us for keeping them alive longer in the smaller size too. And um, I will guide you through all that if you're struggling with it. Wow, after 30-year care for bonsai, what it had taught me: patience, love, care. What you give, you will receive. Um, it had taught me a lot more than I could explain it to you. Um, it probably the main that I carry for the last decades is you must care for someone, you must care for something. Uh, and when you do bonsai, you seem to dedicate your life to another person as easy you dedicate it to your plant without asking for return. And that's what it had taught me lots in life. Actually, I forgot. I'm standing here. I remember someone asking on my introduction YouTube what it is. It's actually a white jade that got harvested and carving into a little rock mountain, I should have said. And thank you for watching today. If you have any questions, please drop in my comment. I will reply to you as soon as I could. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and follow me on my channel. I will guide you through this same journal of mine going back